Cheers! Welcome to Movie Bitches! Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween!
Woo! Retro Review, episode 70. Twilight Tober has come to a conclusion.
Oh.
We are reviewing the Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn, Part 2.
The ultimate conclusion.
Yeah, well.
Well, we'll talk about it.
First things first, shout out to Aunt Martha.
Goodness, no. No, that wouldn't do at all.
This simply will do.
It simply wouldn't do. No, it wouldn't. Not at all.
Second, shout out to our Patreon supporters.
Of course.
$5 a month gets you early
Oh, I got
access.
top billing.
Yeah, $10 a month gets you early back viewing part. Oh my god, I messed up.
No problem, Gino. This guy blows dead dogs. Just lay it in there.
Eat shit and die, Ricky!
Eat shit and live, Bill.
$10 a month gets you access to our viewing parties. We had a lot of fun doing them for all 5 of these. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun watching them. These are always fun where the movie is slow enough that we can talk.
Yes.
Because, like, nothing really is happening, you know?
Of course.
That you can, like, make fun of it, but then also lots of fun, silly things that you can laugh at, like, at the movie itself.
Absolutely, yeah.
And emotional moments.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
I was quite distraught in this one. Avaryl was excited that I knew several characters' names. Nona Leah. I mean, we've been watching hours of them. So.
I was excited. By the end, you said that you were on board and you enjoyed this film series.
I did.
So I win.
I don't understand. Why do you win?
Because I win.
What's the name of that game, anyways?
I win.
I mean, you know, is it good? No. But is it fun? Yes. So there you go. Review over. It was a good Twilight Tober.
Oh, but second thing second.
Yes, of course. Shout out to our wine sponsor, Wink. Go to trywink.com/moviebitches. You get $22 off your first month of wine. And of course, third things third, fourth things fourth, wherever we are, subscribe, share, ooh, maybe one Halloween I'll finally get my shit together and just go with share.
Yeah.
Really long.
Which share, though?
Oh God, I don't even know.
So many to choose from.
Yeah, if I could turn back time. So many options. Anyway, subscribe, click that button, thumbs up, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, lots of fun things.
So yes, Twilight Saga, Breaking Dawn, Part 2. We've reached the end. Bella is a vampire.
Yeah.
We get a long introduction to what that means.
We should have gotten red eye contacts. I can never wear colored contacts because I have contacts.
My entire performance is based on having extreme discomfort having contact lenses in your eyes. Just kind of like that the entire time.
Well, I guess you could get prescription colored ones, but wow, that's a commitment.
No, I'm not doing that.
And I've never tried to put a contact in my eye, and I think it would go poorly.
No, I feel like you would hate it. You'd be like, no, I hate this.
It's kind of a mixture of looking like slightly constipated and stoned. I mean, that's just quite easy to achieve.
You really don't feel it, but you know.
When'd you get used to it?
I guess. I've been wearing them since 4th grade, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a skill you had early.
It's a long time of putting things in my eye. Could have gone somewhere else.
We get her vampire vision, which has a lot of ninja zooms. And nature footage.
Yeah.
Richard Attenborough was there.
Yeah.
He was doing
Oh
some
my God.
commentary. The mythical cold ones live in wet and dreary places.
Yes.
To conceal their sparkling skin. It's very that.
It is very, yeah. Here we can see her crouched on the ledge to catch her first prey. But wait, she is distracted by a mountain climber. Climbing Yosemite?
With a half dome with no safety rigging.
Right, what is
nothing.
this? They were filming Free Solo at the same time?
It's a
like, what's
crossover
going
event.
on?
We didn't know. It was years in the making.
Years.
Yeah. But she's got super resistance. Right?
Oh.
'Cause she can say no.
Right, why is that? Because she's a shield. She can just, nothing affects her. How about that? Except for Edward's love.
Because the text said so. I don't know. I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
Because she was so prepared.
Maybe.
She had so much time to get her head around it.
Right. They've taught her so well.
Right. It wasn't like, oh my God,
All
I'm
of a sudden you're a vampire.
Yeah.
Right.
She really prepared for it.
Yeah. I'm just remembering back to when she first was hanging out with our favorite pianist.
With Jackson Rathbone?
Yeah. And he was like, oh, I can't control myself. I just have to eat you, right? And
Yeah.
they're like, oh, he's the youngest of all of... Or it
Yeah.
was, you explained. It's not...
He's the newest vegetarian.
Right,
But
right.
still, I mean, but a newborn is
Right,
even worse.
is even worse.
We
And
saw
she's
that
just like, no, it's cool.
in the Bryce Dallas Howard one. We saw
Right.
that in part 3.
Yes, all of the legion of newborns.
Yeah.
So bloodthirsty.
You know, because plot convenience.
God, these really have, there's been a lot.
Stephanie is on record as saying, I can't possibly kill my favorite beloved characters off. I can't possibly cause actual conflict.
Yeah, she didn't, turns out. We'll get there.
But yes, this scene of Bella bear hugging this mountain lion. Oh, the effects are uniquely bad.
Uniquely bad.
They're uniquely bad to these films.
Yep. Well, because you know what's funny is that they're not cheap. Like, it looks somehow better than a Marvel movie.
Does that look real? In that particular shot, no, actually.
On some level.
Where it's like, oh, they clearly spent money, but it doesn't look good. It's not like...
No.
You know, they're also decades... at this point, it's 10 years old, this one.
Yes.
So, like...
It's not that they look, you know, early 2000s, like, laughably
No.
dated. They were always funny. Like, when
Right.
I was watching this in the movie theater in 2012, I was laughing.
Sure.
As a fan of the series,
Well,
I was laughing.
Because the action, too, is so dumb. You know, she's... You know, and bear hugging a cougar. What's happening?
I don't remember if this is true in the books or not. I didn't love that once she was a vampire, Alice suddenly got to dress her up like a doll, and she no longer had her own personal taste.
It was very bizarre. Also, terrible clothes.
That's what I'm saying, awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because you become a vampire doesn't mean your personal style changes.
No, right. It should be
So-
like, okay, why can't she wear the same things? It was confusing though, but Edward also
She's an
changed.
adult now. She's a woman.
Right, a woman.
A wife and a mother.
Yeah.
She has
Wow.
to dress like
That
that.
happened fast when you really think about it.
She's got a lot going on.
It's been a busy year and a half for Bella fucking Swan.
I think Bella Cullen. I
Ooh.
think, you know, she might need like someone to talk to.
Bella Swan.
Yeah.
What a terribly stupid name. Sorry. Pretty Swan.
Do you know-
Pretty bird. Pretty
Stop
bird.
looking at me, Swan.
Yeah, it's very that too. Yeah.
Do you know how many babies are named Bella and Edward now?
I bet a lot.
You know what? There's definitely some babies named Renesmee.
Oh no, I bet you there are. Renesmee. Ooh, what a mistake. I am so sorry if one of your children is named Renesmee.
You know what? Good for you.
Power to you.
Wasn't there a baby named Hashtag? Good for you.
Wow.
Who cares?
I mean, they can always change it.
They definitely will.
Or go by a nickname, Nessie.
Nessie? You nicknamed my daughter after the Loch Ness Monster?
Yeah, that was so bad.
There was so many scenes in this where I was just like, what are we doing now? Like the tone has shifted entirely.
And as well in the books, this book is so much just spinning our wheels. We're spinning our wheels.
Yep.
We're spinning our wheels.
Gotta
And
get enough pages. It's like
and we're building
It's
towards,
like that
you
last
know-
hour assignment, you know, where you procrastinated so far.
And you just
you're
start
just
kind
like,
of-
I just need to get to 23 pages. I don't care how I do it.
2,000 words.
Yep,
Yeah.
double spaced, you know, it's like I'll try all of the things where it looks like a real book,
Very that.
feels like a real book, but
Very
it's
that.
it's not really.
Once again, I will cite the final Harry Potter book where they spend quite a bit of time in the woods, hanging out, just hanging out. I was eating it up. I was going, yeah, you give me those pages that mean nothing. I want to read them all. Yes, Bella is rightly so very upset that Jacob has imprinted.
You imprinted on my daughter?
It wasn't my choice.
She's a baby!
It's not like that. You think Edward would let me live if it was?
Still debating.
Her daughter.
On Nessie.
Nessie! It's really bad.
Nessie? You nicknamed my daughter after the Loch Ness Monster?
It's so bad.
I mean, I appreciate that it seems like they just dropped that. Why not because Renee is the mom.
Yes. They
And
never.
Esme, right,
they try to say it as few times as possible because it's terrible.
Nesm?
No, that sounds like some sort of, like sinus medication.
Do Do you suffer from seasonal allergies? Try Nesm.
Just name the baby Charlie. It's a
I
girl
love that.
named Charlie.
Yeah.
Charlie is our, like...
He is our rock.
He's our he's our rock. He has stayed Billy Burke has stayed consistently great through all the movies.
Yep. He's never had any hair trouble. He's never had any acting.
He's pulling off a mustache.
Yep.
It's working.
It's always worked.
Right, yeah, because, you know, speaking of Charlie...
Right. So they're like, okay, you have to tell Charlie that you're dead. And she's like, okay,
well, she can't tell him she's dead.
Well, right. We have to tell Charlie that you're dead. And she's like, okay, let's do it tomorrow. And then Jacob's like, not if I have anything to say about it.
You can't take Nessie away from me.
Right. Because they were going to move.
He would just follow them around like a dog.
Weird.
He will follow her till the end of time. They are connected on a deep level.
I guess. Now, I mean, okay, I do appreciate you kind of buried the lead, or maybe this wasn't in the books or whatever, I don't know. But like his response of, I couldn't help it. It's just a wolf thing that happens, and like I didn't choose it, I didn't do anything, it just happened.
I'm pretty sure that's in the books, but I was still reading them going, dear God, no.
But he also, I don't know if they desexualized it in this versus the book, or not sexualized, but romanticized it. But in this, he did make it seem like it doesn't mean what you think it means.
Do you remember how much you wanted to be around me 3 days ago? That's gone now, right?
Long gone.
Because it was her. From the beginning, it was Nessie who wanted me.
Because we have spent so much internal time getting to know Sam and his imprinted person, and Jacob talks a lot about imprinting and how it is your one true love and all of these things. In the books, you know, there is a greater sense that, you know, it's weird.
And I think maybe they tried to tone that down for obvious reasons, and also because the visuals of Taylor Lautner and a 5-year
face tuned fake deep fake baby. Oh, it's so scary. I hated it. It was so scary. I hate it so much.
It's
oh my God,
really awful.
It's oh my God. It's so terrifying. I do not like it. Ah! My eyes are floating. I'm making eye contact almost.
We should do that filter, the Instagram filter that someone did of the Google, you know. We should do that to the baby.
No, I'm scared. It can't get any worse. I'm scared.
Chuck Esme, you know the doll?
Chuck Esme is one of the most grotesque animatronic babies, you know, ever to not be seen on film.
You could open up this a little bit more, Nikki.
This way?
Yeah, that way, that's fine. Good.
I mean, I don't know. I just remember never being on board for it.
Well, sure,
in the books. Like,
I'm not saying I'm on board for it. I'm just saying
it's just weird.
They made it much more like, and now he's her bodyguard.
Until she is of age, and then they will be in love. It's weird. And she's just, like, I think maybe they do talk about it in the books. Like, if you imprint on someone, they do love you back, obviously. It's not, like, one-sided, but...
But how can it control that?
How can an infant... It's weird.
2 things you don't shoot is pets and children.
She's never has an individual autonomy.
No, because she's a day old or whatever.
She was born and they are a pair.
Yeah.
And she's never not had that.
Yeah.
And that's a strange way to develop. I mean, she's already developing at rapid pace, so maybe she's going to need to talk to somebody too.
I'm sure.
Okay, so my dad's a vampire, and my mom is a human that's now a vampire, and my boyfriend imprinted on me when I was an infant. Also, he's a werewolf. And I aged rapidly.
Right.
I've only been alive for 7 years.
But I now look like a full-grown human.
Full-grown human. Let's talk. Let's work through this trauma together. Well, these books operate under if you are in deepest of love, absolutely nothing else matters.
Of course, but
you will it doesn't matter. Take my soul. I don't care. I've killed people. It doesn't matter.
At what age, assuming that they're romantically involved in the future?
They are.
You know, Edward's your dad, but then, you know, you're destined to be with Taylor Lautner, with Jacob. So are you Team Edward or Team Jacob?
I'm Team Twilight.
Oh, that's a good answer.
Which we saw the vision, I guess.
Yes. It's explicit in the book.
Oh, okay, great.
Not like we get a sex scene. Just it's explicitly implied that they will.
At what age is consent or
for werewolf vampires?
For werewolf half vampire. Like, if she's a full-grown woman at 7.
Right, like, so you're physically...
Her physically...
She's an adult.
But mentally. But I don't know, are vampires faster? I guess she'll have been awake, or she sleeps. We saw her sleep.
And
so,
she sleeps and they eat.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So do you wait till she's 18?
It's weird.
Why throw all of that in there? We could have left it out.
Because she had to have her cake and eat it too. Jacob had to have a happily ever after.
Right, he needed a way to be in love with Bella, but not actually.
Yep. We haven't talked about their fuck cabin.
You really were holding back before. I'm never gonna get enough of this.
Oh yeah, their fuck cabin.
Oh my god, this witchy...
Really witchy in the woods.
Come to me and I will feed you candy and
now
put you into my oven.
Why didn't they use this set or house or whatever it is as like, this should have been in Into the Woods, the live action.
It looked much better.
It did, right?
Yeah.
Would have been great.
Yeah. You want to take off maybe like 2 to 30 sconces.
Oh my god, there were so many sconces. The lighting was insane. And everything was overstuffed. It was like, someone needs to,
It was like,
what is the hoarder house, Help, I'm a Hoarder or whatever that show is?
Help me, I'm a hoarder. Whatever it is, yeah.
Whatever, like they need to do that. Just, like it's not that bad, but you know what I mean, where it's like, we need to take 20% of the things out of this house.
It was the rooftop dance in Little Italy. I mean, it was like, and sconce, fireplace, candles, fake candles, more candles, fake candles, sconces. Her closet with 20 chain bags on hangers.
Right.
And it's all Alice. It's weird.
It is weird.
Oh, now that I'm a vampire, I like designer things. I mean, I guess in the books it's like sort of like she doesn't care what her style is and Alice does. It's still weird.
That's weird. Let her go shop. Why not have a shopping montage?
She hates shopping.
Oh, right.
Some girls like to shop. Not all girls, apparently.
But you still wear clothes. Like, it'd be so much more fun if it was like the Richie Rich. You're part of the family now, bitch. You get access to the joint checking account.
Yes.
All of Edward's stock of Apple that he bought in 1982. Yes, thank you.
Well, I guess Alice can't see the future, so yeah, that's very possible.
Oh.
I was gonna say he wouldn't.
Well, she would have had to have like met Steve Jobs then, right?
I suppose. That's right.
Or someone who chooses to buy Apple stock.
Sure.
Right? If someone's like, hey, you should buy this Microsoft, whatever, at least Seattle, right? They're in Seattle.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, let's see how that'll turn out. Oh, yeah, that's great. Let's, 1,000 shares for me, please. Whatever.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just so many mystery scenes. I mean, not mysteries, that's the wrong word, but just, them arm wrestling. Just so many.
Well, I'm a vampire now. Let's have a cute she's a vampire montage of like, you're part of the family.
I guess because at this point in the series, I'm not super excited that she's a vampire.
No, because there's so much drama that seemingly had been built up around her having to become a vampire, her nearly dying by giving birth to a vampire human baby,
right.
etc. You're like, I need to debrief.
Right.
Before I have fun with like the silliness of like, ooh, look what I can do.
It's like, ha ha ha, I'm having an arm wrestling I have to tell my parents I've died.
Right? It's like too weird of a juxtaposition. It's also weird, like, so we didn't finish. Jacob goes and is like, hey, Charlie, look, I'm a werewolf.
Well, first he's like, hey, Charlie.
You don't live in the world you think you do.
Jacob, put your clothes on.
Trust me.
Things are different. There's a different world that we're living in than what you thought. Bend over, Charlie. No. What did that have to do with anything? I guess it was just kind of like, we can't tell you, but weird things exist.
Opening his mind to possibilities that things exist.
Yeah.
And Charlie's like, okay, I'm gonna just go with it.
I guess
I'm gonna
it's
have some of this cake.
Exactly.
And also some of this cake.
Because it's just, I mean, what are we saying? It's plausible deniability? Well, I never told him. That's stupid. Oh, right, but what about the mom? Nothing. Renee, she doesn't even know that she's the namesake of a amalgamed child.
I'm trying to remember. I feel like, because in the books it's mostly like, she's off there.
Right.
Like they don't.
She's in Florida in front of her green screen.
More important.
Right, of course.
Like as a character.
Well, there was
I don't quite remember if they tell the mom or not. They probably do.
So, quick commercial break, and we're back with, oh my God, more Michael Sheen.
A human? greatest moment in this whole series.
Absolutely.
Really, truly.
Yeah.
The cousins from Alaska.
Alaska. Shows up on the mountaintop ridge.
Go find another snowflake, darling.
Look, a snowflake.
It's beautiful. Why don't you go get another one?
What? They're falling everywhere.
What?
That's how snow works.
Ah!
Let me just float up and like, what?
They really do, this became like X-Men,
Yes.
superhero, we can just fly now.
It was a far too much weird powers. Lots of just like, and yeah, we'll throw that one in, and oh yeah, we'll throw this one in, and everyone collect. Ooh, we're gonna mess. It was very X-Men.
We're getting the team together.
Yeah, Magneto or not.
Fuel
Magneto.
the jet. Professor X is coming to get you.
Yeah.
Garrett, I wouldn't.
And also, it really felt a little Lord of the Ringsy too, of just like we gotta get all the everyone. Okay, we're gonna make alliances, and
Well, I mean, this is like the UN of vampire
we gotta go get the
committees.
tree people, and then they're gonna.
So like, and we're the Irish ones,
Right?
And we're the Romanian ones. It was just like,
What are we doing?
this one's wacky.
I mean, it's certainly wacky.
I had a good time with how wacky it was.
Sure, but like, who cares?
Lee Pace is there.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot.
Doing so much.
I hated the first British invasion. I hate the second one even more. Even the Beatles? Really, Garrett? Old habits die hard.
He's doing all of it and so much, and yet not as much as Michael Sheen.
Oh no.
Never.
I will collect every facet of the truth.
How could you?
So he's like Matt Berry in that way.
Yeah.
Every emphasis is correct, right?
So what happened between you and this Renwick customer?
Just the way he says everything.
Yeah.
Edward. It's just so good.
Edward.
It's every facial expression, just, oh, you.
Yeah.
No. And the other stone-faced guy who just is waiting for death. Oh, yes. Sweet mercy and death, yes, please. Oh, right, but the cousins from Alaska think that she's an immortal child, which is the cardinal rule. You cannot, because you can't control them, and they just kill everyone in sight, and everyone will know that we're vampires.
Right.
I mean, on some level.
And also, it just seems cruel to the child. But.
Absolutely. On some level, like, why don't they just take over the vampires? I guess because they
world?
They need food.
Who would they eat? Yeah.
Well, they would be like, presidents and royalty, and just be like, we're your overlords now.
I guess, sure. Sacrifice someone to us. Thank you. I mean, because then probably people would like revolt and try and overtake. It would be like constant battle, No, I don't want you to eat my child. We're gonna all rise up and try and kill you.
I don't give a shit.
But then they'd be fighting all the time.
Sure.
And then more people would die, and then we're like, well, I guess we should just accept our fate and give 1% of all of us every, per annum. It's just like...
It's Hunger Games, if you get picked.
Yeah.
And you survive, you get to be a vampire.
Oh, there you go. Huh. Wow. Huh. Wow. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a fun idea.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Why not? Hunger Games, very successful series.
Yeah.
Twilight.
Also read them all.
Also, it could be very Twilight-y, because it was Hunger Games, there was a romance-ish.
There's a love triangle.
Yeah.
Of course, I picked the wrong one. I always pick the wrong one.
Sweet little what's his face?
I didn't pick Peta.
Peta.
I was a team Gale.
Who's Gale?
The other one, Liam.
Oh right. I never read the books. Some of the movies. I think I stopped at a certain point. Someone told me that the last one wasn't good.
I mean, it goes a little. they always get, particularly with like fantasy books, they
Mhm.
always get bigger and wackier, and like they're gonna continually look stupider when visualized.
Sure.
So like they start so small, and then
Yeah.
by the end there's, you know, Mockingjay robots that are like, and you're like, well, I don't know how they're gonna. At this point when I'm reading the series or whatever, and I'm like, I don't know how they're gonna make this in the movie. Like I already know they're gonna, it's options, so I'm
Right.
just like, they're gonna have to
gonna
fix
be
that.
tough
That's
with
gonna be a
that.
tough one. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna work.
I really like this idea of Twilight meets Hunger Games.
Yeah. Are they both owned by the same?
No.
Can we get a Freddy versus Jason situation?
Ooh, no, but I want it to its own world. It's its own thing.
Although what I did appreciate about the Hunger Games series, spoiler alert,
Okay.
was Katniss. She has a character arc,
Mhm.
but also the trauma that she experiences throughout. She is feeling by the end of the. It's not just like, and they were happy.
Right.
Great.
No, it's
Everything's
like,
great.
shit, that was rough.
You know, she is scarred.
Well, that's the big thing.
You know, and
I feel like
it felt really real.
If you do a humans versus vampires
Yeah.
Hunger Games dystopia, I don't know how you end that. You know,
It would be like the good vampires that want to break free of the tyranny and want to live
Create
in
true
harmony,
blood, and then
create
they-
the,
yeah.
and you know.
Yeah, it's that. Oh, everyone contributes to a blood bank.
Or it would end like this. It'd be like, but the human woman fell in love with the sexy vampire prince.
Right.
And they have a half-bred baby, and now we have to learn to get along.
Right.
As one evolutioned moving forward.
Sure. I just was confused. I mean, I guess it had happened, it turns out, in Brazil, we find out.
I am half human, half vampire. The vampire seduced my mother, who died giving birth to me.
And that also then his mother died in the childbirth.
Yes. Where's the dad? Real deadbeat dad. He took off, huh?
Well, that's a good question. Maybe after the wife died in childbirth,
oh.
he asked his werewolf friend to kill him because he couldn't bear it.
Sure, why not?
Maybe it's a were-panther friend because they're in the Amazon.
Right. We do have to briefly talk about the Romanian, Transylvanian, Greek? Because when they are running through the woods, they go, Opa! And so I was like, I guess they're Greek. And they're
The
like,
dancing Zorba.
those bloody Italians, you know.
It was really weird.
It was, the accents were.
We do not care what you did, Carlisle.
We have been waiting a millennium for the Italian scum to be challenged.
Strong and wrong.
It was
all of the accents.
I would
strong and wrong.
Yeah.
Well, we'll all be on Aura's list now.
No one does rebellion like the Irish.
Lots of strong character choices.
Yep.
You know, usually in a final franchise, final conclusion, you don't necessarily want to introduce 18 new characters, but you know,
I think
she went
everyone
for it.
wanted a part of that Twilight action.
Oh no, it's in the book.
Well, that's true too.
In the book.
Right.
And we'll get these ones. We'll get these ones. We'll get these
Well, they
ones.
gotta collect them all. It's the Pokemon cards of it all.
The Pokemon cards of it all. And we have to have one final romance between Lee Pace and Donatella Versace.
If we live through this, I'll follow you anywhere, woman.
Now you tell me.
They have to fall in love forever. I would do anything for you, baby.
Yeah, if we get through this.
I'll follow you to the ends of the earth. Now you tell me.
Right. Oh my God. So
I do remember in the book being like into them.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it was working. And Lee Pace, you know, sure.
You are an amazing woman.
All of these people were doing
They
so
were at
much.
an 11.
But
everyone was up. Everyone was trying to match Michael Sheen, maybe. Everyone was just up
he
here.
set the tone, and they're like, well, we gotta bring it with Michael Sheen.
We gotta bring it.
Yeah. I don't dislike that, because
No.
at least it wasn't boring.
I would rather strong choices
Yeah.
than a lack of.
Yeah.
Where you're like, eh.
Yeah, I can do water. Boring. Oh, I'm really weird and I can change the elements. And ooh, look, I made a fire for all of us vampires that don't care. Cool.
And it wasn't for Renesmee because she was off in the tent.
Yeah, ambiance.
I told you it was for
lots
the-
of lights.
Yeah. It was to give them a glow because they're so pale.
Exactly. Oh, we haven't talked about Bella's secret power.
Picture it expanding. Will it go beyond you?
Feel it and then push it outside of you or whatever. And I was like, this is not enough.
It was very
for me to be like, oh, and then she got it because her husband was gonna get electroshock
She nailed
therapy.
it. She nailed it.
Of course, she's Bella. She's perfect.
Of course.
Of course.
It was very, use the force.
Right.
Feel it around you. The force is everywhere.
Well, it was also very like Anakin, right? Oh, you are so strong. No one's ever been this strong. No one's ever refused human blood so quickly. Who cares?
She is sort of the one. She
Yeah.
is sort of Neo.
Yeah.
And isn't that refreshing that it's a woman?
Sure.
She doesn't really have much agency, but...
No, and her husband is like, wow, after all of this, I finally see you as a formidable person because I didn't think that you could do any of this, and yet here you are and you've done it.
Every obstacle you faced, I think you couldn't overcome it. And you just did.
That was
Wow.
wild. He gave her an entire speech about, I always underestimated you and assumed you would fail, but you kept proving me wrong. Love? Is that what love is?
Yeah.
We're already at the end. Like, so little actually happens in this movie.
Right. It's like, oh, she's a vampire. She has to clean up some relationship stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, she has to learn to be a better vampire.
Yep.
They go across the world. Look, but we didn't even get like a fun, like, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego, right? Give me a silly little map and dots of their private jet or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
You know, oh, who's traveling where? And they're getting postcards or emails
Yeah,
or whatever. I don't know.
Owls, you know, something.
Sure. The Owls of Cahul. I don't know.
It's a Harry Potter thing. They get their mail via owls. You know.
I am so glad I just, it's not for me. I'm
That's
sorry.
fine. That's okay. It, you know, taught me how to read, but that's okay.
How old were you?
Harry Potter, how to read like long chapter books.
Okay.
They came out, I started reading Harry Potter in like 5th, 6th grade.
Okay.
And I was not a good reader.
Okay.
And I grew up as Harry grew up. It was very important. I
Yes.
was in senior year of high school when he was about to graduate from Hogwarts. It was important.
I remember, I know a lot of people that have said the same thing.
And that is why I'm a good reader. Anyway, and then the Twilight books happened. But yes, I just remember this entire book is build up and tension to, we're gonna have a fight.
Right, oh, we're gonna rumble tonight.
Rumble tonight.
We're gonna rock it tonight. We're gonna jazz it up and have us a ball.
It's the whole movie. And the tension's building because we're gonna rumble tonight. Oh, nothing happened.
Well, no, so what happens in the book?
Okay, so like from my recollection, they're like, no, listen to us. We will communicate together. And see, this person showed up and they can exist and they don't hurt you. Okay.
Oh.
And they leave.
Wow.
With the promise that they might return. And then that was it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, so for the movie then, they kind of were able to jazz it up.
I mean, yes. So like people hate this. I love it.
I love it too.
I'm
It's so
obsessed with
stupid.
it. It's the dumbest thing ever. When watching this in the so spoiler alert, we get this bare knuckle brawl. Everybody's dropping like flies. Heads are rolling.
It starts off quick too. So Alice is like, I'm gonna show you. She's like, well, no matter what I show you, you're not gonna listen.
You want to fight no matter what.
Yeah, and she turns and she says, Bella, run, go now, take the,
Have Jacob take off with Nessie.
Renesmee, with Nessie. Yeah, oh my God.
He was
Down
so
and swim.
fast.
So fast.
They got passports.
Keep running, and they had passports, right? I don't know, whatever. And then it was just like,
I see. You are a 17-year-old boy with a small child who does not share your last name, and you're traveling together out of the country.
Well, I would assume that the fake passports that they got did have the same last name.
0 questions for you. Go through customs.
This is my sister. We definitely look the same.
You also have a backpack full of cash. No questions for you.
Do you have anything to declare? Are you bringing more than $10,000 in or outside of the country? No, certainly not. It's not in my go bag.
Let me show you the story.
Right?
When I say that I was gobsmacked in the movie theater.
I'm sure.
Because I was going, God, this movie's going to be really anticlimactic like the book. It's just going to be like, and then we kind of talked out our feelings and, you know, it was all right.
And then, no, Carlisle gets beheaded.
I mean, I guess I was like simultaneously gobsmacked and also angry, right? Because they're killing off all of our beloved characters. And I was like, Jesus Christ, they really decided to say fuck you to the fans and just be like, oh my God, they just beheaded Carlisle.
I was like, what? And then you're like, okay, well, fuck, that's rough, you know.
But has emotional weight. And
exactly.
Gravity, but
yeah.
no.
But no, then it was like one after the other. Oh, okay. And then I didn't really think about it, though. I was like, well, how are they going to claw their way back from this one?
How are they going to
Maybe
get out
literally
of this
out of the magmatic earth?
So that creates a shiver.
A
What's
schism?
A schism, that's the word I was looking for. A schism in the earth to the point where there is magma.
Liquid hot
Magma. I was like, is this Mount St. Helens? Where are we? What's happened? I don't think that that's how close we are at all times to magma, but, you know, I could be wrong.
He controls the elements.
He was bringing...
Earth. He was bringing up the magma.
He's like Captain Planet in that way.
Sure.
Anyway, except what's heart?
Right. Yeah. I never watched, but I'm familiar.
You never watched? But that was kid-friendly.
I know, but I just never did.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a Last Crusade. Everyone's falling into the earth. Ah, I can reach it, Indy. I can get it. You know, it's very that.
I can reach it.
Give me your hand. Give me your other hand.
My God, when Alice drop kicks Arrow into the stratosphere and he is like just like flying.
Well, and then when Arlo, that's his name?
Arrow.
When Arrow throws Bella like just a beanbag at like a motorcycle and RRR.
Yes. right down the line,
Edward,
you know.
And then they like tag team to tear his head off.
It was like, you know, both sides had some deaths.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we can, you know, wow, that was...
Well, I think more importantly, though, at least this is my understanding of it, was that it was like, well, because she could show him that he would die.
No, of course. I'm just saying if this had actually happened and had some weight to it, right?
Oh, it was too many, like, serious characters dying that you were like, this is not realistic for this story.
But then the fuck you of... Oh, it was all a vision.
It was all a vision of what could be if you chose poorly.
My jaw was on the floor, the filthy floor of the theater, of the movie theater. Just beheading everyone? They're just beheading everyone? And then, fuck you. I was just like, what? What? Wild experience. And all the fans in the theater.
Oh my God. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine.
It was bedlam.
This bedlam! We must have some order! Oh! Will the dancing Hitlers please wait in the wings? We are only seeing singing Hitlers.
Do you think anyone left out of like rage and then
Probably.
didn't know?
I mean, they probably would come back, but I wouldn't be surprised, yeah. But no, everyone's fine and it's great and everything's great.
They live happily forever. Forever.
Forever. They were excited about fucking forever in that fuck cabin.
Yeah.
We don't get tired. We don't have to rest or catch our breath or eat. I mean, how are we gonna stop?
I don't know. I guess my point on that, it was really one of those, like, if life were only moments, then you never know you had one.
Exactly.
It was like, if you're literally never tired, never satisfied, and you're fucking nonstop for eternity.
It's gonna get old.
I feel like it's gonna get old.
Rosalie and Emmett were so bad, it took a solid decade before we could stand to be within 5 miles of them.
Yeah, you know. I've read all the books. You're gonna be the stone-faced guy in the Volturi. Well, yeah.
Yeah, oh.
Our dispute with the Cullens is over.
I've done it all.
We're done with that at least, right? Oh, we're not? Okay. I still really do. I feel like he wanted to die.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, maybe he should at least get that wish.
Right.
Can you not throw yourself into a volcano?
Sure, I don't know how, maybe he wants to die in battle or die. I don't know. I don't know what the,
is it like a Valkyrie type situation?
Yeah, or just like, maybe suicide isn't
for him.
For him, he is Italian. Maybe he's Catholic.
I mean, he's also a vampire, so.
And a murderer.
Yeah. So, I do kind of like this, like, oh, and then we went to, well, no, that's a sacred mountain. I was going to say, like, we went to, like, Haleakala or whatever, but, like, that's rude to the Hawaiians.
Of course, yes. Don't do that.
But I would assume that most volcanoes are, kind of sacred to like
someone.
Yeah. What if you just started walking down to like the bottom of the ocean? You like check out the Titanic, and then like at a certain point, the pressure just compresses your marble skull into like a diamond. And then you become the new Hope Diamond?
I mean...
Still at the bottom of the ocean, but...
Right, that's not doing anybody any good. I mean, I feel like just doing a quick one in the volcano, it would be better for me than chilling on the Titanic for a century underwater by myself.
Why a century? Oh, I thought it'd be faster.
I don't know how long it would take.
You go to that Mariana Trench, you can figure it out. I don't know.
Sure. Maybe like, you know, do some exploring, right? What's in a black hole?
Sure.
Let's send the vampires to find out.
Yeah, I love that.
Know, after a century or two, I'd want to start pushing the boundaries.
Absolutely.
You know, I've read all the books.
Yeah, I want to learn more. Do some science.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really doing it. I'm really actually doing science.
Maybe some marine biology, right? You don't have to. You don't have to breathe.
You don't have to
can just
breathe.
go swim down with some sharks and make a vampire shark.
You know, you don't have to exactly. Oh, yes.
Jacques Cousteau it. Why not?
Right. I like it.
Yeah.
Solve some of Earth's mysteries.
I like the seafaring vampire tale too. That'd be a good one. Keep it small, right? It's just a story of a lonely vampire. It's kind of Our Flag Means Death meets What We Do in the Shadows.
I mean, I love it. I'm here for it.
Anyway.
We haven't talked enough about Michael Sheen.
No!
At all. Oh, immortality becomes you.
Young Bella. Immortality becomes you.
Oh my god, it's just so much.
It's almost like Hannibal Lecter.
Humans pose a threat to our kind.
The affectations and the sort of like gleeful psychopathy.
Yeah.
It's very that.
Well, you have to, I think, to be this role.
Oh, yes. But I do think there was some speech patterns that were giving me Hannibal.
Yeah.
You know, very that.
He nailed it.
It's so good.
Nailed it. No notes.
And 0 notes for Michael. The belt.
That's not his choice.
You know.
Not his choice.
I could have used a different one. That's the only note.
It was a little pilgrimy.
A little bit. I could have used a different one. Or no belt, maybe no belt.
No belt. He's a vampire. Why does he need a belt?
Do we think these capes are inhibiting their fighting? Or I guess it's for, you know, it's for the sun in
Italy.
Italy. Okay.
But they must be so hot.
No, they're cold.
Oh, right.
Famously.
Famously cold.
They're famously cold.
Right, that's true. That's true.
Now that would be nice. A hot Italian summer and you got a vampire sleeping next to you. I like it. Because there's no AC.
How refreshing.
Thank
yes.
you. This is lovely.
You get to live in Chianti and just look out and...
Right, yeah.
Okay, here we go. Under the Tuscan sun, but her Tuscan lover is a vampire.
Obsessed. And he has his own vineyard.
Yes, of course. Where one is wine and one is blood.
But it's like he's cultivated aged blood,
right? Oh, I love it, right?
Uh-huh.
Ooh, we really sense the terroir. Yes, oh, this one is learned, or this one is... Okay, sure, yeah, love it.
Would watch.
Would watch.
Well, this review really went to a different place than I wasn't expecting.
Never know.
You know, it's always fun. We never know. I'm just so curious. How many pages is that?
Oh, God. I want to guess 800. For something?
Somewhere between 4 and 5.
What's your guess?
487.
I'm going to say 531. We'll play Price is Right rules?
Sure. But not including, like, acknowledgements and stuff. No, stop. Not really. Am I right?
I was closer with my first guess.
Is it really 800?
754.
No, you see how well I was reading at that point?
Yeah. I will say the spacing on this is pretty loose. It's, you know, it's not large type version, but it is, I mean, I think that's great. You know, that makes it easier to read.
Yeah.
Who cares what the number of the pages is?
Well, and we did get a little preview of what the final page is.
Oh, right.
Right?
Well, the end.
Of the end, yeah.
No, it says the end.
No, but in the end...
Oh, in the end of the movie.
They showed us the final sentence or two.
Yes, and then we continued blissfully into the small but perfect peace of our forever. Wow. Oh, wait, okay, actually, I kind of want to read this.
I'm excited.
I'm sorry, but this is garbage mama.
Yeah.
You're almost right, he smiled, his eyes still a little wider than usual. I know of just one exception. Liar! He started to kiss me again, but then stopped abruptly. Can you do it again? He wondered. I grimaced. It's very difficult. He waited, his expression eager. I can't keep it up if I'm even the slightest bit distracted, I warned him.
I can't keep it up if I'm even the slightest bit distracted.
I'll be good, he promised.
Out of context, that sentence means a lot of things.
Sure. I pursed my lips, my eyes narrowing. Then I smiled. I pressed my hands to his face again, hefted the shield right out of my mind, and then started in where I'd left off, with the crystal clear memory of the first night of my new life, lingering on the details. I laughed breathlessly when his urgent kiss interrupted my efforts again. Damn it, he growled, kissing hungrily down the edge of my jaw. We have plenty of time to work on it, I reminded him. Forever and forever and forever, he murmured. That sounds exactly right to me. And then we continued blissfully into this small but perfect piece of our forever. The end. Oh, boy. Now, see, okay, well, let's talk about it.
Yes.
Because I think this was a huge mistake on her part.
Huge. Yeah, she's really opened the door for herself, right?
Yeah, because like now...
Well, so what happens is Alice sees the future and everyone's happy and Jacob lives for a very long time and Renesmee lives for a very long time and they're going to live forever and we're
they
going to
all
live forever.
go to the little sacred beach.
And everyone is constantly and perfectly in bliss and harmony forever.
Seems wrong.
Ugh.
Don't think that's going to happen.
And then we return to the meadow where it all began.
Yes, the meadow.
And Bella's going to try and show Edward, take the shield down and show Edward her thoughts for the very first time.
Yeah.
I want to show you something.
What?
And she thinks of all of the happy flashbacks.
She montages through all of her happy memories of him.
All of her human life.
Right, yes.
You know, basically just a montage of the movies.
Right, because like, so his biggest interest in her seems to be that he cannot read her mind.
Well, yes, although that being said, I guess in some ways it's like poetry.
Again, it's like poetry, so if they rhyme.
Right, like here I am going to choose what I show you of my mind. I'm going to tell you my feelings in a new way. However...
But the entire series, she has said, you're a murderer, I don't care. Take my soul. I love you no matter what.
Well, right. He should have just listened to her.
Just listen to her.
Well, show, don't tell, Avaryl. She's showing.
Okay.
I guess.
I think it's a mistake.
I think it's a mistake because...
It's a slippery slope.
Exactly. Also, like, now what happens if she's angry at him and she's just like, okay, you want to know what I'm thinking? Here, bitch. This is what I'm fucking thinking.
After, 2 centuries of...
Right? They're gonna quarrel and he's gonna be like, I don't want to fucking hear your thoughts anymore, Bella.
This is why we got together in the first place. Exactly.
It's like, you gotta keep that wall.
Yeah, the mystery alive, you know?
I agree. I think once you break the seal, you're fucked.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes for them and their forever.
For 1,000 years.
I tell you what.
Immortality, not for you?
Not for me. Wait, we did not talk about the dramatic Omen level music.
It was kind of Philip Glassy. Not quite
like
as bad
opera,
for you.
That opera that you saw.
Well, that's Philip Glass.
I'm saying, but specifically
Akhenaten,
that.
Well, I mean, most of his operas are like that. But yes, Akhenaten especially was... It
was very that. No, I was thinking Damien from The Omen. It was very like... It was just so dramatic.
It was very... Well, I think that helped make the melodrama, right? And you're like, holy shit, they're just burning this shit to the ground.
Burn it to the ground.
And then it's like, oh, this was a dramatization.
Yes. Did Alice...
Can she control it at all?
No. But did she supply the soundtrack?
Love that.
She can see the future.
Right.
And Arrow can read her anyone's mind or experience.
Right.
So him touching her, he can see the future.
Yeah, and she was gone the whole time, so it's not even like they could kind of machinate, like, oh, the Brazilian one can make you see anything that she wants you to see.
Right.
So in theory, like, she could have made Alice see this vision that then they could feed to him to trick him. That would have been smarter.
Well, and the 2 other guys are like, they're tricking you, and he's like, no.
Well,
I saw the fire was reflected directly in my my eyes.
I laughed loud.
I saw it, guys. It happened.
Oh my god!
Well, Alice leaves because she sees a future where she doesn't leave, and they're fucked because she doesn't find the Brazilian guy.
And he doesn't listen. Did we talk about the hot Brazilian guy?
we did not talk about the hot Brazilian guy.
I am half human. F vampire.
Showed up,
Yeah.
had another strong accent.
How old are you?
150 years.
At what age did you reach maturity?
I became full grown 7 years after my birth.
People can exist like me. Cool. Great.
That was some Sebastian the Crab Jamaican.
People, it was not Jamaican. I don't know what it was, but it was not Jamaican.
That was the Twilight Saga.
Yeah.
And wow.
Wow.
What a revisit.
Yeah, right. For you, let's debrief.
Okay.
You hadn't watched most of these since they came out.
Yes, that's correct.
How does it hold up a decade later?
I mean, they are exactly as I remember them.
Okay, great. Wow.
You know?
The same experience. I mean, it's generally the same experience.
Generally the same experience. Love the first one. 2 and 3 are kind of slugs, but they're okay.
Yep.
And then the last 2 are like full blown
Bonkers.
nutso, banana pants, crazy, off the wall nuts.
Yeah.
So that was sort of my recollection.
Okay, so mostly holds up, as it were, as well as it ever could.
And because I have, like baggage
Nostalgia,
with them,
yeah.
and you didn't, and you still had a great time watching them.
I had a fun time watching.
There's a reason that they became a phenomenon.
Yeah, I get it.
So did we ever get to the bottom of it? Are you Team Jacob or Team Edward?
Is there a...
In the end, where did you land?
Like, who would I want to be with?
Sure.
Or, I don't know. I think Edward became more fun.
Yeah.
It helps that they showed them fucking and not, like, we didn't get to see Jacob's
prowess.
abs, like, as he's, like,
We didn't see his prowess.
His little butt. I'm sure it's probably, like, as he's, like, thrusting.
Oh, I know. You're Team Charlie.
Well, always, right? But, like, not for me. Just as... He's probably my favorite character of the movie. I don't know how, but... Well, no, obviously. Michael Sheen, just because...
Oh, my God.
I don't know.
Hear a strange heart.
I don't know why, but I always want to say Michael Sheen. But you keep it on site.
But he doesn't.
No, he puts it all out.
Oh, I think I picked Michael Sheen.
As your team.
I'm Team Arrow. Yeah.
Okay.
He has a zest for life.
Well, for
and
taking
a
it.
gleeful, just disregard for... I don't think it'd get boring.
No, it would not get boring. Although it seems like actually it kind of does, because
they all
sit
just
there
sort
a lot.
of sit around waiting for notes to be passed. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, can we modernize this office? Can I set up like a Tuscan
he gave a
outpost?
rousing speech about how what you know is what you should go. How new things are scary.
Was it rousing?
Only the known is safe.
It didn't rouse me.
That speech was
awful.
Was word salad.
Their modern technology has given birth to weapons that could destroy us.
It wasn't even like political, Machiavellian manipulation word salad. It was just kind of like,
pretty
what?
Blatant. He was just like, what's old is good and what is new is scary.
Right.
Stick with me.
Only the known is tolerable. Can we live with such uncertainty?
You could do better.
I mean, he performed the shit out of it.
Well, of course.
Yeah. Well, cheers.
Yeah.
To Twilightober.
Yes.
We'll see you next year for Witchtober.
Witchtober. Which witch is which?
Very exciting stuff.
Very exciting stuff. Cheers.
Cheers.